G'day humans, Chris Dead here. I'm on the road. Today I'm down at the snowy mountains in New South Wales and I'm about to catch the Skitube up to Perisher with the kids. In this video I'm just going to give you a bit of a tour and a review of what the Skitube experience is like, so you know what to expect before you arrive to go and find some snow. Hopefully when we get on the other side of the Skitube there's plenty of snow. Let's go. Okay, so there's a couple of different parking areas. There's a day parking area out here in the overnight parking area. That's because we're going to leave our car here for the week and then come back and pick it up. So it's free to park here. So it's not in the national park, you don't need a national parks pass. It's usually a good tip to just bring your window wipers up so they don't freeze against the window while you're not here if you get a particularly cold snap. And also park in a fashion, I can tell you from previous experience, where if your battery goes flat in the cold, you can jump start it easily. So I've got jumper leads in the car and I've got my bonnet facing out so that if for some reason when I get back here the batteries wasn't up to it, I can easily get some help. Interesting with the overnight parking, the further back you go into the parking lot, the more space there is, and at the front, just marginal difference, people have absolutely crammed themselves in. But it's quite busy at the moment, and there's still plentiful parking down here. And down here is the Skitube. So here's the entrance to the Skitube. There's a big loading and unloading section here, so heaps of space to unpack all your stuff. And before you drive up to the parking lot, you can come inside. There are trolleys, but they're not free, sadly. So I can see a price for you. $5 to use one. Alright, let's go inside. Okay. Here's the Skitube area. That's where we're going to go through to get the Skitube. We just circle around a bit. There's a bit of a bakehouse here. And shop, a few vending machines. This is where you're going to go through to get onto the Skitube. One just pulled up, I believe. You can see it there. We'll go have a closer look at that in a second. Some toilets over in the corner. Yeah, a big store down here. I can get some rental gear here, I suspect, as well. Definitely can. Not much in the way of seating, a few bits and pieces. That's the queue to get on the next one. It was a really busy day today. They actually sent a message saying that they're turning people away from Perisher and sending them back to the Skitube. People have tried to drive in for the day. This is where you're going to scan your QR code. You've already picked it up. If you bought your kind of ticket for Perisher, you can buy a ticket for the Skitube at the same time. It goes on the same card and allows you to basically just have one card that you tap for everything. And I'll give you the use of the Skitube for the whole entire time you got your ticket. Mostly it's for catching a Skitube between Perisher Valley and Blue Cow, two of the kind of regions. But yeah, you have to get all that sorted when you get here before you can actually get on the tube and get going. There's the grounds up there. Alright, so that's all it is. That's the hub. Most of the action happens at Perisher Terminal. Okay, so we're in Perisher. It took about 20 minutes to get up the ride. and you get out, there's actually a big elevator here to take your luggage upstairs to make it nice and easy for you. So that's the Skitube going back down to the parking lot, and over here that's the one going to Blue Cow and Guthaga. See all the lockers down here as well? You can get those. I believe it's $20 a day, $30 a day. See if I can find the information for you. A whole bunch of lockers down here so you can store your stuff and then go about your day and then head back to the parking lot. Okay, so let's do a tour of the top level of the Skitube terminal. So it's where the vast majority of people are going to come in and out of not just Perisher as a whole, from down at Bullocks Flat Skitube, but also to and from Blue Cow through here. So we're at the end of the terminal now, so through here, through those doors, is up towards all the lodges and accommodation. Not so much the actual ski fields. Here's where you're going to get your over snow to Charlotte's Pass, which I did so many times as a kid. It's unbelievable. And also accommodation transfers from here. So if you're staying in a lodge that's a fair way away, you'll come here to get basically effectively a taxi. They are very expensive, so just be aware of that. As we go deeper into the terminal, so these are trolleys of $5 to hire. You can bring them all the way on the Skitube, so they're handy from getting from here back to Bullocks Flat. And in Bullocks Flat you can obviously pick them up and take them the other way. And as we go further along, it's not a very big building, but there's some key things here. This little kind of takeaway joint over here does burgers, chips, the same kind of prices you'll find elsewhere in the resort. So it's about $19 for the cheapest burger, I think. You can get bacon and egg burgers though here for $15. So you can get some kind of breakfast style stuff from here. Now as we go along deeper into the terminal, I want to bring your attention to the building. The room over there is kind of the Perisher head office. So staff, and then right next to it is a little door into FoodWorks. Now FoodWorks is kind of the only supermarket in town, at least the only one I've come across, and that's where you can pick up some relatively cheap stuff. So if you're staying in accommodation, you want some bread, for example, or some snacks for the mountain for the day, or indeed alcohol by the can or something like that, milk. You can go into the FoodWorks there. That's the cheapest place you're going to find it. It's still going to be quite expensive by the standards back at home, but it is cheaper than once you get out onto the slopes. Obviously not as convenient because A, it hasn't been cooked for you, and B, you've got to walk all the way over here to get a beer, for example, but handy to know. Now, just over here, we've got the pharmacy, so again, really good to know. It's going to sort you out with your Panadol, cold and flus, your shampoo and conditioner, your lip balms, ankle braces, knee braces, all that kind of good stuff. So that is where the pharmacy is. You also have Australia Post here as well. Obviously people live here for the whole season, so but you can also get something sent down to you. I've had that happen before, where someone left something very vital back at home and they got express posted down to the post office here. Now, I just want to show you this. Here's the stairs that come down in the Skitube. Now, if you're just going to Perisher Valley, you do not have to come up here. You can just continue along on that kind of half floor. So it's this half floor here, and just go that way, and you can get out and just walk straight across the bridge to the valley. You don't have to come up another set of stairs. Otherwise, if you come out from the Skitube all the way to the top, you come up here and your luggage can come up in an elevator, which I should have shown you. It was just back where that FoodWorks was. So your luggage can be elevated up. The elevator does take a bit of time after a busy Skitube, depending on what time of the day you've come and how many people have brought in all their luggage. It does take a while to come up and down, so just have that in mind. Now here we have Aldo's Pizzeria, as well as pizza. They do coffees and drinks, and it's a proper bar, so you can pick up some food here as well. And there's toilets both up here, but also on the half floor And these toilets tend to be less crowded during the busy times than the ones over in kind of the main passenger terminal as well. And that goes outside. So that gives you the lay of the land of the Skitube terminal. Hope those have helped you in the Skitube experience. Should mention as well, just over here is Elevate, which is a physio, something you may indeed need. Scan a QR code, book, and come and get the aches and pains you'll definitely have removed. This is your click and collect for your ticket, so you can just scan your QR code here. If that's you bought online, you just come up here, just scan your QR code, spits out a ticket, so you can get on the rides. But I actually haven't seen the booths open, so maybe that's more of a school holidays thing. Oh, and police, and hopefully you'll never have to go here, but the medical centre, which is where you might end up if you have a bad fall. Okay, so here's where the Skitube will arrive for Blue Cow. So it just pulls in here, it's the end of the road. And you literally just get off and you're walking straight out to the snow. It's right there. So it's really good access, no stairs, no nothing. You're straight onto the slopes. Just make sure you don't miss that last one at the end of the day to get back to Perisher. And yeah, the wait can sometimes be up to half an hour for one to come, so just pick the bones out of it. If you get up here and you've got 26 minutes, you can usually do a run down the mountain and come back up, get the next one. Yeah, it's all pretty simple. The Skitube works reasonably well. It's old, it's dated. This thing hasn't changed since I was a kid. And there's no racks or anything in it, so you've got to hold all your stuff, so that's just something to note. So you might be standing the whole way and balancing your snowboard, your skis and stuff in a big crowd. That's just something to keep in mind. Just be prepared for that, especially if you've got kids in tow. You know, they're going to have to hold their own stuff. But the Skitube, once you kind of get your tickets and everything, it's usually added to your card. There's no tap on or tap off system to get from Perisher to Blue Cow. So once you're in Perisher, you can just jump the Skitube to Blue Cow without a problem. But once you get if you're getting the Skitube from Bullocks Flat, then the Skitube's have got a ticket price that you'll add onto your card and then tap. There you go, guys. That's a look at the Skitube experience as you go from Bullocks Flat to Perisher and Perisher to Blue Cow. On the way back, make sure you stop at this rather famous donut shop and grab yourself some mini donuts to enjoy as you head back after your big, awesome week at Perisher Valley hitting the slopes. I'm Chris Dead. Keep an eye on the channel. Lots of content going up from Perisher and the surrounding ski resorts. Until next time, I'm getting back on the road.